Hello students, back to class. Yep, you can eat in class. You can eat anything that is plant-based. As long as you're not eating meat, dairy, or eggs, or anything that comes from an animal, you can eat in class. Now today, I'm going to spend a very short time looking at this video. Now you see here on the side, this is Ben Shapiro, who is somebody who said that he should be vegan, but he's just too lazy to become vegan or go back to his roots. You know, I say that everyone is born vegan, they're all born kind. And he says, yeah, I should probably not be eating animals. But then he goes ahead and keeps doing it because he just doesn't have the integrity or the balls, whatever it is, to follow through, which is unfortunate. Because he's always preaching to others about how they should be good, and he likes traditional values. And I keep trying to tell him, well, being kind to the animals is a traditional value. Here we're looking at a video that he put up, and it says, you will lose brain cells watching this. So he's watching this gentleman here, and this gentleman here is saying the truth about religion. And he thinks that religion was created by humans. And Ben thinks that religion was created by God. Now, I don't know if Ben also believes in Santa Claus and unicorns and mermaids, but anyway, we're just going with what we have so far. So let's keep watching this.
Right religion, it would have been made as soon as life on earth existed. But instead, religion was made along the timeline. Religion was made by man and not God himself. And so I just want...
So, Ben has some interesting editors. Did you hear that creak, creak? And then he does the thing with his eyes. All to sort of emphasize the point that he thinks that the other gentleman is crazy. I don't actually think that he is. I think Ben is just a little delusional here.
I want y'all to keep this in mind whenever discussing religion with somebody.
You hear that? Doom, doom, doom. Okay. But what does the look mean, Ben?
So, when the amoebas were on the earth, there...
I don't think that's what he's saying, Ben. I think he's saying quite a few years after that.
would have been conveyed to whom? Like protoplasm or what? Like, who exactly would...
No, Ben, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that if there was a religion given to us by God, that it would have existed many, many years after that, but also before all of the other religions, when there were humans walking around, but who hadn't yet discovered God. Don't you think there was a time in between there, Ben? Like several thousands of years, where if God really wanted us to have a religion, she would have injected it at that time?
would there to be there to receive the religion?
For hundreds and thousands of years, many people lived life without worshiping a religion. And then along the timeline, religion began to be made by humans. And so my point that I'm trying to get across is that there is no such thing as one right religion.
He's saying, before Ben tunes him out, that there's no such thing as one right religion. And then Ben's editor jumps in with this Jewish boys dance party. Is he trying to say that Judaism is the one right religion? Is that what he's trying to say? What I would like to point out is that in Judaism, they believe that at 8 days old, little baby boys should be strapped down and have part of their penis cut off. Now, I'm against that. Now, Ben also is against abortion, so I find it kind of morally inconsistent for him to be pro-circumcision, which is clearly child abuse, sexual molestation, permanent disfigurement. These poor boys were forced to have part of their body removed without consent. I'm against forced circumcision. Of baby boys, regardless of what religion it is, or even in the cases where parents want their boy to look like them, meaning the dads. So they want their boy's penis to look like the dad's. I find that really strange. If Ben is against abortion, he should be against circumcision, and he should also be against eating animals, because animals are abused greatly in the industry. So this is what I find so strange about people who are religious, who point to some book or some religious doctrine and say, this is why we have to be this way, but then they just turn a blind eye to all the other things that matter when it comes to human rights and animal rights.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Why doesn't every home in the US have solar panels? The reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics, it's actually just because most people don't know about the new Biden policy that allows homeowners to get paid to install the newest solar technology. People just assume they have to spend thousands of dollars to buy the panels and thousands more to get technicians to install them. But the truth is that you can now get paid to get the newest generation of solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall, and you don't pay for any of the
It seems to me that if you think your religion is telling you to do cruel things, such as strap down a baby human or a baby animal and slice off part of his or her body, it's time to change your religion. If your religion is reminding you to have empathy and not hurt others, then you should stay there. I'm not sure what Ben is trying to do here. These are his editors who put this strange clip in here of these boys dancing. There's no girls dancing. I'm not sure what the significance of that is.
If there was such thing as a right religion, it would have been made as soon as life on earth existed.
Basically, he's saying that religions were created by humans, and I think that we should be good regardless of whether there's religion. We should be defending animals, for example, and eating plants, and being kind to children, not strapping them down and cutting off part of their genitalia, whether there's religion or not. So I call on Ben Shapiro, once again, to be as vegan as possible, to stop promoting meat on his channel, to stop selling the body parts of animals who suffered in Holocaust-like conditions on factory farms for their entire lives. Ben Shapiro should have been vegan by now. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What religion are you? What religion do you think you would have been if you'd been born in another country? Or in another...
It's not food, it's violence. All the animals wanted to live. It's not food, it's violence. Choose something else instead.
Hello students! Welcome back to class. Today we're looking at part 2 of a really interesting video which was created by somebody named Peace with Reese. You see him over there, his name? I suggest that you subscribe to his channel. It's pretty interesting what he's done here. A lot of really good research into what's going on with PETA, which stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. And what we've learned so far is that there's a lot of mean people out there who are saying bad things about PETA, and that PETA is actually a great organization trying to save as many animals as possible. So let's go and watch part 2. You guys ready?
Run, run, run from humans. They're trying to stab you. They're trying to murder you, to call you bacon. And burn you in a frying pan.
So let's open up PayPal and see if we did get them. Hey guys, in this
And burn you in a frying pan.
Before we begin, let's look at the mission statement that PETA has stated. PETA opposes speciesism, a human supremacist worldview, and focuses its attention on the 4 areas in which the largest number of animals suffer the most intensely for the longest periods of time: in laboratories, in the food industry, in the clothing trade, and in the entertainment business. So this is where we last left off in the video, where we discovered that PETA had to euthanize many animals who were suffering greatly when there was no other choice, no other way to save them. Animals who had been neglected and abused and just dumped on their doorsteps. So let's continue here to watch this video.
They can offer them is a painless release. They also don't charge the owners or guardians for any of this. But why is there such a high kill percentage? You would think that a fair amount of animals are adoptable, and surely a huge organisation like PETA could afford to house them while they look for homes. Well, PETA claims that the majority of adoptable dogs are never brought through their doors. Instead, they refer them to local adoption groups and walk-in animal shelters. They finish by saying that as long as companion animals are still deliberately bred, and people aren't spaying and neutering their dogs and cats, open admission animal shelters and organisations like PETA must do society's dirty work.
It's unfortunate, but that's what's happened.